I'm not a ranger yet, but I will be in the future.
Once a ranger,
Always a ranger.
This movie is so good. I'm kind of sad that there's people in the community that are like, "Fuck this movie."
No, there's people who ride or die. Like, it's ride or die for this movie. It's either like you do not mess up this movie, or like you just love this movie with your whole heart, and it's like the big divide.
Yeah, that's why I was really nervous to bring this movie up to you guys, because I'm like, what if they don't like it?
Yeah, I'm not friends with people who don't like this movie. That's the thing. I'm not friends with people who do not like this movie. I'm friends with people
the divisiveness of this podcast.
That would have been interesting, but yeah.
Sorry, guys. No interesting things here. We all just agree with each other. This movie's rad.
Yeah. It was funny. I wanted to mention that there were so many notes. I could have talked just about like all the different little improvs and things. But
I was like, should we make this a 2-hour one because it's a movie instead of like?
No, I think 1 hour is good.
Yeah, I think whatever we did. It was like a 1:10. I think.
The end.
Yeah. But so the scene, that whole like dream sequence where they see Rita, that scene that they filmed was the first time they met Elizabeth Banks. So she was like, "Hi, I'm Elizabeth," and then she's like in their face, like it was just like, that's
funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
I really liked. Oh, we should have said this at the thing. I really liked the scene with Elizabeth and Trini, where she first and she's like beating her up.
Yeah.
Oof, that's such a good scene. I think she calls her Dee Dee then too, right?
At the end, yeah. Like she walks away, or she leaves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
I like the one thing I didn't mention is like they just kind of shoehorn them all to meet at like this, like they shoot
the quarry,
right?
the gold mine.
I thought they did it so much more naturally. I don't know why. I was like, because I think there's the detention scene, right, and that meets the main three, right? But then Trini and Zach come in later, so it's like, oh, they don't all meet each other at the same time, so that kind of makes a little sense. But it's like. I think the movie's written pretty well. People were like, "Oh, the script sucked." It's like, I don't think the script sucked.
I don't think the script sucked either.
The script is amazing.
Yeah, I think the script is amazing. The time period sucked.
Yeah, the time period.
It was a bad time to make action movies.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think if it was made now, it would be more successful.
If they did it like in the vein of like Edgar Wright style directing, like something that's a little campy and a little poppy, but also like have those serious moments. You guys ever see Last Night in Soho?
No.
It's similar in that like it's a more serious toned version of like Scott Pilgrim. It's not like Seven Evil Exes, but it's about some girl who goes to like Soho and then she lives in a room and then she starts getting visions of like the girl who used to live in the room.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that movie.
Yeah, she's like reliving her life, but it's like very like poppy and very visually appealing. I feel like that would work for like the new whatever they're trying to do for Netflix.
It's going to be interesting to see what they're doing for Netflix. Especially since like Netflix lost the rights to it and now they're getting the rights back. It's like so annoying. Like you removed all the Power Rangers.
Right.
And I had like a panic. So like a long time ago, I like torrented every single season of Power Rangers on my little like hard drive that didn't have enough space. It was just for Power Rangers. And then I got rid of it because I'm like, oh, it's on Netflix. Bad idea. I'm like, oh, no, I don't even have that hard drive.
I've been wanting to make like a Plex server of just like Power Rangers, Super Sentai, just so I can watch. Because I can't literally, it's like, well, Power Rangers is one thing, but like Japanese Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, like you can't find that literally anywhere. So I've always told myself like I should just build a database so I can just watch it whenever. I've seen one season of Kamen Rider like 4 times and I'm like, I'm gonna watch it a 5th time. I don't know why I keep going to these like websites that are sketchy. Watching these episodes.
Yeah, I'm just glad Power Rangers is on YouTube for the most part.
Yeah.
Most seasons are on YouTube, at least here.
I hope they bring it back to Netflix at least.
Right. I'm surprised it hasn't been put already, like, since it seems like that's where Hasbro has the deal. I don't know. It's wild. Yeah, it's like, it's 26 seasons that just were gone all of a sudden. And I was like, what?
And the worst part is I wanted to do a rewatch, and I started, and then they took it off. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not even at the end.
I think I was worried about Hasbro's like input for whatever the remake is,
Yeah.
Because like it's toys first.
It is toys first.
It's
yeah.
always toys first.
I get
And,
that.
You know, this movie didn't feel like a toys first movie. Because like the production design was just, I don't know what their test market was.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Transformers fans. I don't know, but like it's just, I can't imagine kids were like, yeah, this is it. Like this coin is what I want.
Yeah, that coin. I'm like, that's not a coin. Why are you calling it a coin?
Akil, did you get the coins yet?
Look at this like circle crystal thingy.
You didn't get the coins yet?
Friday.
Okay.
Oh.
He ordered, I think by accident, the 2017 movie coins.
Oh goodness!
Oh no! I'm not joking. I'll buy them off you.
It's because the 2017 coins were $20 and any other coins were like $200.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I will
funny.
give you $30.
But again with the production and like I feel like it's just too many CGI moving parts in this movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's just what movies were back then.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, that's what they still are. Just weird, messy. Like, that's why I didn't like Alpha, because it's like, is he a robot or is he organic? Like, what's the weird nebula that he has inside his brain? Like, it's just a product of its time.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what's really interesting is the ship, right? The walkways were practical. They were actually built sets, but everything else was green screen. Like all the like stuff that you would look at was green screen.
Right. Yeah.
I get it, but like, how are you gonna make it? You're not gonna spend time building this ship practically, you know. So I understand your thoughts, but I'm also like, I mean, I get it. I just thought it was cool. Like, if you watch like some of the extra features and stuff, at least on the Blu-ray, and they show it, I'm just like, damn, that's so wild. Like, it looks impressive in terms of the scale of everything, and like, even the Zords, they built these pods for them to sit in, and obviously like the exterior was, you know, but like for the most part they were shown inside the pods, so they just filmed that way.
So were like the suits already designed before that? Did the suits exist?
Yeah.
Or is it a Clone Wars situation where like they're just not real?
No, the suits were real.
No, but like
Were they?
Were like when they wore that, like did they physically wear a suit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
because I remember him saying they were really close to when they had to like start the build of the suits, because it takes like months to build the suits, and they hadn't cast someone. I think they didn't cast Dacre yet or something, or maybe it was I forgot who it was, but yeah. So they were like, we're really close to, you know, needing to start the build of the suits, and we don't have the actor. So I imagine for the dimensions and stuff, they needed to get the actor. So no, the suits were because like even in when they're in the pod, like for the Megazords, they're wearing the suits. It's not like
right.
So yeah, the suits were real.
It's funny because they look scaly, right? Like,
they don't look real. They don't look like they're
understandable
to the actors at all. So
I get that. I go back and forth on the suits.
CGI, but
I like the suits. I'm just saying they don't look like they're wearing the suits. Yeah. I was thinking that I really like that in the. I like that their mask kind of like.
Open up.
You can still wear a helmet, but you can see their face at the same time. I really like that.
That threw me off. Because I'm used to like, usually it's just a visor. It's never really the full face. So I was just like, that's why I say I go back and forth. Like sometimes I really like it. Sometimes like, I don't know how I feel about the suits. I'm not mad at them, but I'm also like, there's such a big departure from like what we're accustomed to with.
I mean, like in the Power Rangers show, when they want to show the face, it's like shadow here and here, right?
Yes,
you can,
yes.
Like, I think it's clever.
The helmet break is like iconic in every season. You know, the helmet shatter. You can see through the eyes, and it's like, oh man. Yeah. Like Time Force is like a famous scene.
Yep.
Where Wes sees his father for the first time. We're like, oh, okay, this is getting real.
It's
it's surprisingly a lot of shitty fathers in Power Rangers.
There is a lot of shitty fathers in Power Rangers. God damn.
There's so many dads. I'm like, fuck this guy.
I think Billy doesn't have one.
Oh my god, Billy does not.
But so I just go back and forth on the suits. I don't dislike them, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about them.
I just don't. I've accepted that, like, they're not my favorite.
Sure.
I just don't like them. Even like the worst Power Ranger suits, I think they're not. I think they're the worst Power Ranger suits. But I just don't. It doesn't bother me because like I kind of didn't come for the Power Ranger suits.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even though it is like a Power Ranger movie.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I feel like when you enjoy Power Rangers, like, yeah, you're there for the aesthetic, but you stay for the people,
right?
And that's what really makes that movie the best. It's like the people, the actors, like they really love it that much.
Yeah.
I don't care how they look. I still agree that the 6-legged centipede mastodon is ridiculous.
I was wondering, I'm like, did they change it to actually be dinosaurs when I saw that? I'm like, oh, they changed it. But then I was looking at Trini's because I'm like, this is what will make it. No, Trini's is still a saber-toothed tiger.
Right.
So I don't know what was going on with the mastodon. Like, I thought that was weird. Why does it have 6 legs?
He was like a cannon or something, right? He was.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think that's the other thing is there wasn't enough time to look at any of that stuff. So maybe if I saw the suits in action more, or like saw them just like standing, posing more, maybe my opinion would be different. But like the suits, the Zords, you don't have enough time with them to like really appreciate them or criticize them, however you want to look at it. But so that's why I'm always like, when I watch those scenes, I'm like, I don't know. I just can't gauge anything because I'm just like, there's not enough like full body shots and there's not enough like still shots. Like they're doing a lot of action and stuff. So I'm like, I don't get time to like just look at them in the suits.
Jason's power coin or Jason's power sword, like that was probably the most confusing thing. He's like, he put the sword in the command center.
Yeah.
And Zordon's like, I'll be like, you should keep that. You earned it. He's like, I'll be back for it.
Yeah.
Like,
What
do you mean? Isn't
it?
I was like, well, I thought it was part of his suit, right? Like they just kind of show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess it's
very what is it like?
That's sequel bait. That's what that scene was.
It was sequel bait. That's all it was. And I was like,
we didn't need that sequel bait because we had the Tommy sequel bait.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like those little end moments where all the characters are just like doing their own thing. Another thing that was debated about including, but they felt it was important for us to see like what their lives were post this event, right? So like even Trini repainting the house, Kim looking at the photo of them, you know, Jason with the sword, Zach with his mom. So it's just like they almost didn't have those scenes actually.
Really?
I wouldn't have liked that. I like seeing them all just like one last time, right? You know.
Yeah.
Right. And then like they go into detention. And then it's like, oh, Zach goes here. I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know what got Trini. Did she intentionally get detention? Like, why was she?
I felt like it was one of those things that you're just like, okay.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about it much, but like on the rewatch, I was like,
did you guys hear the speculation that Tommy was going to be a woman?
I did.
I heard about that. Yeah,
I remember that too. Yeah,
would have been
that
fine.
would make Kimberly gay.
Oh, man, you're gay, dog.
I would have worked, honestly.
They would have worked. I'm not against it.
Yeah. Still can have a relationship with Kim. Yeah. Still can have a relationship with Kim. You know.
I was like, Rita's a Green Ranger, so it's like, okay, the suit's already femme presenting, so it's like, what's the difference, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember people being bothered by that. I was like, I don't get why. Like, what is the big deal? I mean,
like
I know why the big deal is because people are whatever. But
I feel like if they did do it, they would have gone the route of like Billy from Stranger Things, like a deeply troubled kid.
Yeah.
That's like angry, like similar to Jason, but like Jason just has like daddy issues. Like I felt like Tommy's character would have just been someone who's like deeply traumatized. It was just like, I literally hate everybody, you know? Because like the mind control is cool, but like I don't know, like with how grounded these characters were, it's like angry teenagers seem like a good plot device to make a villain.
Yeah,
that would be interesting if like instead of putting her under a spell, putting Tommy under a spell, if they did something a little different, you know, maybe like Jason and Tommy have some antagon, or Kimberly, depending, you know, how you want to do it, but like they have some antagonizing catalyst, and so like that on top of whatever other prior issues they have, because like all these teenagers have things they're dealing with, and they're not like these pristine characters, so like it just adds on, and then Rita capitalizes on that. And it's just like, oh, you want to get back at Jason? Here, take this power coin and go get back at Jason. And it's just like,
just give them the choice. That would have been scary to see, but we'll never know now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, we will. Who knows? Who
It's so
knows?
sad.
Whoops.
so
Shit.
Once a Ranger,
Always a Ranger.